We know why we're here today. If we look at the data from the last election, if we didn't have Section 5 to prevent the schemes and the trickery from stopping our folks from being able to vote, 5 million Americans would not have been able to vote.
Clear redrew his district lines, and with the redrawing of this line, it diluted the only majority minority district from about a 67% district down to about a 28% district. When the submittal was made, it was denied by the Department of Justice, but yet they went ahead with the election anyway.
Today, Shelby County elicits that the racism and bigotry of the 20th century no longer exists, and that Section 5 is now irrelevant. The policies that divide American communities are similar to those of the past. The same poll taxes, literacy tests, and gumball jar questions that plagued the 40s, 50s, and 60s have now gained a new face in the inability to access the right to vote.
We saw this in last year's election with countless attempts to suppress the vote of communities of color. And Section 5 has helped prevent states like Arizona and Texas from taking away that right.
I think it's a hard reality for a lot of folks to come to that in 2013, racism still exists. And I think that being able to have that protection, that safeguard to be able to look to is really important.
I lived through the time when you had to pay a poll tax. Everyone in America has a right to vote. And it's a shame that the Supreme Court is revisiting that now.
Voting Rights Act is the crown jewel of our Civil Rights Acts, and Section 5 is the emerald. Section 5 allows us to go into court before the violation occurs and get justice and stop the violations from occurring in the first place.
Section 5, as the court observed today, is an important and effective measure. What the court will decide now is whether we should end a job that is half done. And I think after a careful review of the briefs and arguments today, the court will decide that in democracy, we need to do more to bring everybody into the polity, not less.